Plot twists in video games are probably one of the most iconic things in them. There's nothing like making it through a game, and then in this one singular moment you're blown away by some crazy reveal, and you're like, what the fuck, I did not expect these shenanigans, and then that makes you addicted to these games. And Kingdom Hearts is a series that does this quite a lot. But there are some that I think are better than others. So I thought to myself, hey, why don't we take a break from the constant reviews and talk about them? Sup everybody, it's me, Crimson Rosso, once again, and I'm here to talk to you about 9 of the craziest Kingdom Hearts plot twists / reveals. Without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to start off this list good and strong with probably the single most recognizable twist in the entire franchise. And that Sora was never the chosen Keyblade Master. Now, throughout the entire game of Kingdom Hearts 1, it's constantly brought up that Sora is the Keyblade's chosen one. He's the one who's going to defeat Ansem, seal away the darkness, yada yada yada, yada yada yada. Therefore, it's his destiny to do battle with the darkness and save all the worlds from darkness. Sounds pretty clear-cut, until it's revealed at the Hollow Bastion level that all this time, Sora was never the Keyblade's chosen one. It was actually Riku that was chosen, and Sora only ended up getting the Keyblade through sheer luck. As a result of this, Riku then takes Sora's Keyblade, which causes Donald and Goofy to be filthy fucking traitors, and go with Riku. And to add insult to injury, leaves Sora with just a wooden sword to defend himself with, while telling you to go play hero with it. Fuck that guy. Just, what a dick thing to do. I'm gonna say that right now. Imagine you just crush your friend's dreams and you're just like, oh yeah, here's a fucking consolation prize. Bye, nerd. Sora does eventually get the Keyblade back and does indeed use it to save everyone, but the sole fact that Sora was treated as the true Keyblade wielder, only to be hit with the cold hard truth that it was all just dumb luck he got his hands on it, was pretty damn crazy. Since we just wrapped up talking about a more memorable one, how about we talk about one that I think a lot of us have forgotten? And that is the fact that Triton knows about what the fuck Keyblades are. So an interesting thing to point out about this is that in Kingdom Hearts, despite it being a crossover between Square and Disney, several of the Disney characters themselves don't know much about the outside worlds or what a Keyblade even is. You get maybe 4, 5 tops. It feels more like the Square characters know what they are than comparison to the Disney characters. So it comes as kind of a massive bomb when it's revealed that King Triton actually knows about Keyblades and the Keyhole. It's this crazy reveal that they drop in you that opens up quite a few questions about Triton himself that got me really excited for what they were planning in the future games. Until they fumbled this hard. Okay, so small rant, because I've wanted to get this off my chest for a while, but this concept of Triton knowing about the Keyblade wielder and their duties never gets explained. I assume that Birth by Sleep would eventually give us some answer to this considering it was a prequel, but no, this entire thing is just forgotten after 2. It's never brought up again, and from what I know of the phone games, it's never brought up there either. It's just maddening that such an interesting plot point is just gone. Alright, rant over, on to the next one. Alrighty, I got that rant out of my system. Thank you for letting me do that. Now, let's move on to what I believe is a far better reveal in the franchise, is the discovery that Ventus is actually a weapon. Something that has been consistent with the story of Birth by Sleep is that Ventus is continuously told by people like Terra, Aqua, and Ericus is that he is not ready for the outside world. While Terra and Aqua believe he's still just an inexperienced kid that's getting way over his head, Master Ericus has a different reason entirely. And that other reason is revealed to Ventus through the words of Xehanort. And the truth is that Ventus is one part of a weapon called the Keyblade, a special kind of Keyblade that is used to start the Keyblade War. And with this reveal, you're hit with a dark realization that Ericus isn't trying to keep Ventus at the land of departure because he cares about him and that he's not ready and all of that. It's because he's afraid that Ventus leaving will bring about the Keyblade War through Xehanort's plan. It also creates a very depressing mindset that Ericus may never have cared about Ventus until Terra literally beat some sense into him as a result of Ericus nearly trying to fucking execute this innocent teenager when he just wanted some answers. Landing ourselves at the number 6 spot is an honestly very interesting reveal that appears at the very end of Dream Drop Distance's Sora story. And that's the reveal of Xehanort's crazy ass plan. Pretty much the entire final act of Dream Drop is crazy reveal after crazy reveal. Hell, there's one more on this list in relation to it. But this part alone is probably the craziest moment of it all. The fact that Xehanort has returned in his original form is already wild enough. But the bombshell that he's not only been constantly interfering with the Mark of Mastery exam, but also building an all-new Organization 13 that's all going to be versions of him, 13 versions of Xehanort that will battle it out with the 12 Lights to awaken Kingdom Hearts. And Sora was planned to be the final 13th vessel of his new group. Of course, Sora does indeed foil this plan, as you know he do, but the gigantic bombshell of this new organization being our final battle is bananas with a capital B. And just to hit home how scary of a concept this might be for these characters, one Xehanort alone took Sora and Riku at their optionally best forms to barely scrape out a victory. Imagine 13 of those guys. And since we're on the topic of Dream Drop, let's get to the other bombshell that happens. So coming off one shocking reveal in Dream Drop with another, the reveal of Xehanort being able to fucking time travel was insane enough on its own, but the sole fact that he's been using time travel to basically put everything onto a path of his choosing so he can enact his master plan is probably one of the biggest bombshells in a JRPG I've heard, for me at least. It's honestly beyond crazy, and even a little unnerving when you think about how Xehanort was able to constantly manipulate your entire journey to make his plans work. But this twist, while I think is really cool, is also something I meet with a lot of controversy, considering it's, you know, time travel. And no matter how well it's implemented, no matter how interesting I think time travel is as a concept, is sadly going to end up either making the story amazing or really hurt it with how convoluted it starts to become. And I'm going to admit, I think it does kind of hurt the story of Kingdom Hearts in the long run. Yeah, so I can't be the only one who did a double take when this guy actually turned out to be real, right? Because when we first ever see Yozora, he's not even introduced to us as a character in the game. You first ever see him in a commercial in the Toy Box world that kinda just seems like a goofy self-reference to Nomura's cancelled Final Fantasy 13 Versus game. Or is it Versus 13? I think it's Versus 13. Yeah, it's Versus 13. Final Fantasy Versus 13 game. Which was a cheeky but otherwise non-important aspect of the world. But then you get to all the Lunky emblems and beat the game and learn in the secret ending that not only is Yozora real, but through beating the Remind DLC, he's on a mission to save Sora that apparently required him to assault him to the point you want to break down into tears. Which, fun fact, actually happened to the playtesters of this boss fight. True story, by the way, people actually cried during the playtesting. I need to go find that article again to show it around more, because sometimes people don't believe me when I say it. If I can find it, I'll make it the pinned comment. But anyways, the fact that Nomura and his team were able to not only find a way to tie Versus 13 into Kingdom Hearts, but actively make it one of the craziest twists that the series has had, shows you just how dedicated these guys are to their craft and giving Square a giant middle finger for canceling Versus 13. Bravo, gents. Bravo. So, Kingdom Hearts has been going for quite a while, and while during its length it's answered quite a many questions, there are still some we don't have answers for. Who is Luxord? What's the Master of Masters' name? What is even the true form of Kingdom Hearts? And so on. But one we never got a super clear answer on was just how the hell Kairi survived her world falling to darkness. I feel like a lot of us just chalked it up to luck, or her being a Princess of Heart and just called it a day. It just felt like something the writers didn't want to put much effort into explaining or emphasizing on. That is, until Melody of Memory came out, and its finale dropped this giant shocker that Kairi didn't survive because of any of that. She survived solely because of Xehanort. You see, at the end of the game, it's revealed that Xehanort had captured Kairi and decided to use her as a test subject to try traveling to other worlds. I remember this blowing my mind when I first saw it. I hadn't thought about this reveal in so long that actively getting such a unique answer was super fun and exciting to learn, and it made the finale that much more worth it. Yeah, I don't think I could have made a video about insane Kingdom Hearts reveals and not add in this one. That would just be plain old sacrilege. So at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, it seems everything's been wrapped up with a nice little bow. Xehanort was defeated, Organization 13 is no more, everyone's happy. Well, not everyone, Sora's kinda gone and lost in the void, but hey, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, am I right? But even with all of this, there was a question that was still kinda lingering. Where the hell was this black box Pete and Maleficent were looking for? Well, that gets answered when said black box appears by a hooded figure. But who is it, you may be asking? I had assumed we fucking executed all those rogue nerds. Man must have jumped on the Twitter X trend, am I right? It only gets crazier when the original masters all return and proclaim this man to be the Master of Masters' apprentice, Luxord, only for it to be revealed.
Haven't heard that name in a long while.
All this time, Xigbar had been Luxord. He'd been manipulating everything to go according to the Master of Masters' plan. I can't tell you how high I jumped out of my seat at this revelation. It's insane that all this time, that cocky, one-eyed gunslinger motherfucker was actually the Master's first apprentice. But while that reveal was crazy as all hell, I still think one was better. We're finally here, everyone, after a long and tiring journey. We have now reached my absolute favorite reveal in the entire franchise. It has to do with our boy Riku. Now, if you've played Reverse Rebirth, you would know that A, it kicks ass and everybody should play it, and B, the main story of Reverse is Riku struggling with his actions in 1 and fighting the darkness within him. And this all comes to a head when you reach the Destiny Islands level, where Zexion reveals to everyone an insanely haunting truth. The Heartless, they didn't appear on Destiny Islands by pure chance, or even because Kairi was a Princess of Hearts. They appeared because it was Riku who called them. Riku's hatred of being an islander and urge to see the other world became the catalyst for Destiny Islands being swallowed by darkness and their family and friends being lost. It's a mind-blowing bomb drop on the gamer who thought that they had just found the island by chance. Even to this day, I still think no twist in the franchise has absolutely blown me away like this one has. It's honestly kind of a shame more Kingdom Hearts fans don't talk about this anymore, because it's probably one of the best in the franchise. And that, my dear viewers, is the end of the video. Thank you all so much for watching this. It's always nice to do these kinds of videos from time to time, take a break from reviews, and just chat about cool moments in one of my favorite series with everyone. Speaking of moments, what were some of your favorite twists or reveals? Let me know down below, and if you liked this vid, do me a favor and like and sub. That's all for now. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next week with another video.